Hey!
Hello? Are we on?
Welcome to our first official episode of the Get Geek podcast.
Yeah. It's gonna
I
be a
am
good
one of your hosts, Gabe,
I am Sydney. Soy.
and our third host, all the way from the wilderness.
Alex Eastwood.
He's not in the studio with us, but I'll put right here in the middle a graphic of his face.
Yeah. We also have a fourth host.
And then I'm gonna see if I could do this, but I also want to put a graphic there, and then explosion. and then it's back to normal.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I don't know.
God.
We'll see if that even works in post. But
Just
I want to do
crudely
that.
put me in and move my mouth like a South Park Canadian character.
Well, I was gonna make you like kind of just jiggle every time you talk. Nah, I don't know. That's too much work for me. I might not even do that. Just leave you there. All right.
I know what
So-
you're talking about, friend.
And then, let's start this. I kind of want to explain why I wanted to start this podcast. For me, it's like a lot of my free time I spend like watching or listening to other podcasts about kind of the same feel, like, you know, geeky stuff, nerdy stuff, comic book stuff, whatever, everything like that. And I'm like, okay, that's dope. And I like when I agree with them, and like I sometimes like I disagree with them, and then I want to say something, but I'm like, like if you even post anything on comments, like rarely anyone's gonna see that. So I'm like, I can just start my own podcast, and then I can say whatever I want, and like I'll be doing what they're doing, whatever. So like, yeah, so I'm like, okay, let's do this. Like, and this is like in a few years in the coming too. I've been planning this for a few years. It's just that I've just been like kind of learning like the tech, the equipment and everything like that. And it's still in the process. I'm still figuring out better equipment, better processes. But like, it's been so long. I'm just like, you know what? Let's just get whatever I could get right now, and let's just start it.
Yeah,
Like,
now we're
are
here.
you,
I came
like,
in last
sure
minute.
about like that.
And now, you know, like now we're here. So booyah.
We're here. We're in your ear.
We're here.
Get used to it.
We're queer.
The Get Geek
Are-
podcast.
may not
We are
queer.
here.
There's supposed to be actually one more person with us, but he has to dodge this time around for studying for midterms. So you'll see him later in later episodes.
He has come down with a bit of the consumption.
Or he's just shy.
Yeah, or
He's just scared.
he's invisible. You never know. You just can't see him.
But I mean, like it's.
Maybe he's all three.
I mean, it'll be like a rotating, you know,
Cast of members.
because like, you know, if one person can't make it or whatever, I'm gonna try to do this. I'm gonna try to do this podcast at least once a week. So if whoever doesn't make it on a week, you know, it doesn't really matter. If it's just me, it might just be me, and if it's just me and Alex, then it's just me and Alex. But whoever, you know, could make it on that week, it'd be tight.
Fuck it. You never know. We might even have just random people popping in.
That's true. Like special guests or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I have enough equipment for 3 people. If they want to do like a not a Discord call, I have equipment for a Discord call, so it's all
Yeah.
good.
I also have an extra mic as well in case we need more.
Oh, boom.
Yeah, and that's a good one too. It's that good quality stuff. Should we just segue
Also,
into? Oh, wait,
not yet. No, I have one question. Do you guys watch Game of Thrones?
No, no, I don't.
You don't? Damn it,
No.
Alex. How far are you in Game of Thrones? Because I know you started watching.
Yeah, I mean, I did a while ago. I think I left off where Arya, like, killed those old assholes that, like, killed the rest of her, like, I think it was they killed somebody at a wedding. It was so long ago because I haven't watched it, but I think that's where I left off, and, like, she stopped the guy's younger wife from drinking the wine so she didn't die.
Yeah,
I mean-
I know exactly what you're talking about, dude.
Because I want to do like a review show for the last season coming up, because it's gonna come up next month. I don't know if you could finish the rest of the season where you left off by that time. But
I mean, I don't really
the
care,
new
honestly.
the new last season the last season is coming up next month. I want to say.
I mean, I'll just watch the last season and talk about it.
That's true
I'll
too.
just be like I'll be the outside, just the outside voice. It's just like, I don't know what's going on.
That's
Yeah, I mean, we could do that. We could do that. But yeah, because I want to do that. I mean, like, the show is like, I want to say, in my opinion, the best show ever.
Really?
And so, like, and every time after I watch an episode of that show, it's just so hype. I don't know. It's like they've never failed me on an episode. Whereas, like, I also used to watch The Walking Dead, and I used to think that show was good too. But then, like, after the third or fourth season, like, they started putting out just like episodes where I'm just like, what the hell was that? What kind of episode is that? It didn't excite me at all.
Honest, they have. I don't want to like step over anybody's like favorite show, but to be completely honest, it was good at the beginning, but once they started getting into the new settlements and stuff like that, it just trailed on. And once what's his face lost his eye, was like
they just
very few things.
They just recycle storylines, and like every season it was like 5-7 episodes of setup, and then you get the actual outcome of the story or the story like the last few episodes, and sucked.
And wasn't the main guy supposed to be leaving sometime soon?
He's dead, I think. I haven't watched it yet, but I think he already died.
Wait, is Walking Dead still going on?
Mm-hmm.
Holy moly!
Yeah,
it's like One Piece. It's never gonna.
I stopped watching like 2 seasons ago. So, but I saw through like the news and stuff that I think they killed his character off. He's dead. I want to say
You personally killed him.
I dreamt about killing him.
I just dreamt about his character being gone from the show.
I mean, because like to me, like when I heard it, I haven't watched for a whole season, but like when I heard it, I was like, how are they even gonna keep the show going without him? He's kind of the main important person of the show. So how's the show keep on going? But it's still going. So I don't know. I stopped watching.
Holy
it.
shit!
So
They're
started.
They're gonna pull a Blue's Clues on us and switch up the hosts.
It just got so boring and so bad. It used to be so good though, but it got really, really boring.
Agreed. I stopped watching at the first season, so
It's weird. It's weird too, cause like we're like, oh, we're not starting a topic yet, but they're not starting a topic yet. Turn out to be a topic.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean that's usually how it goes. Because even if we don't have a topic, I mean, shit, stuff happened during the week. If there's like a story you gotta say, go for it.
Yeah. Oh, just to clarify, you say it's the best show.
Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Dude.
Do you?
Okay.
Wait.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, because like you and me, we like watching anime, right?
Yeah.
But there's certain things that I like about anime. It's the reason why I watch anime. But let's go through this list. Do you like dragons?
Yeah.
Do you like kind of like medieval battles with swords and magic?
Yeah, I like Skyrim a lot, so yeah, too.
Well, okay, Skyrim. Basically Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones as a TV show. Wait, now that you think about it, that's pretty true.
And the cool thing about it is like one of the main reasons why I like dig Game of Thrones is and the thing is is what I'm kind of afraid of for the last season, but for the seasons before this, they were not scared to do anything. They weren't scared. They would make you fall in love with a character, like once you first meet them, and then like next episode, boom, they're dead.
Wait, in Game of Thrones?
Yeah, like they'll present you with like a character, like here's this character, like like him, like he's cool, like right, you like him, and us like watching, we're like we
like the little babies grabbing for candy.
We like him, yeah, he's cool, and they're like, oh, never mind.
That candy now has a.
Yeah, like they were not scared of like just doing whatever they wanted. But
Yeah.
that's what makes me scared of this last season because it's the last season. The thing is they ran out of storyline on the book because in the beginning they were kind of following the storyline of the book, but they finished the book and J what's his name? The guy who wrote it?
J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, J.J. Abrams hasn't finished the last book yet, so now they're just going off script. Like, so they're just making
Wow.
they get to do whatever they want, and what I don't want them to do is to do fan service and keep like the favorite person that everyone likes alive if they should have died.
Yeah.
You know,
I see.
I want them to keep going with the balls out. You know, like
Balls hanging.
we'll do whatever we want type mentality. Like, you know, like, oh, this character was cool. You fell in love with him. Well, guess what? He got ate by a dragon.
Oh.
I want that. I
will
want
admit,
that.
though-
I want that to keep on going.
So, like, just to
Well,
clarify, out of every like anime you like, you think Game of Thrones is still on top of anime?
Oh, it's
No,
the best anime I've ever
It's
watched.
the best Game of Thrones, the
It's-
best anime.
See, like that's you can't.
Well, it's a whole different category.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can't
that's what I was
compare
thinking.
Game of Thrones to anime because anime is way more.
Of a way too different apples to oranges kind of thing. going on.
Exactly. Also, because like with anime, you get to do whatever you want because it's
Yeah.
animated, right? With Game of Thrones,
Yo, Gabe.
it's live action.
Yeah.
What up?
You're sounding a little distant.
Am
Oh.
I? Well, it should be fine because it plays equal on the replay. So
So
I'm
the
eating my
playback.
mic. I'm sounding fine, right? Because I'm like doing some ASMR.
Oh
stuff
yeah,
with
no,
my
you're
mic.
fine. See, but that's the thing though. Making Game of Thrones compared to like all these animes, that's kind of like saying, "Is Mel Brooks your favorite songwriter?"
yeah.
All right, fair enough argument.
Actually, I'm not gonna go down that, but it's pretty good songs.
But yeah, so like yeah, two different things, and there's there's like you'll have like my favorite anime, and then my favorite TV show right now would have to be Game of Thrones until something new comes around and takes over.
Right.
Speaking of favorite anime, I've actually started. I got Alyssa to start watching Bleach.
Oh really?
Oh my
dude.
god, that's a
Yes.
long rabbit hole.
I
of
mean,
too many episodes.
That is
Oh,
it's pretty long, but I mean, what gets me hype, like, I watched like 100 or so episodes or something, and I stopped. But what gets me hype every time is like when I hear the opening song too, and
Oh,
like,
hell
the
yeah.
characters are so cool as well.
Well, see, that's one of the cool things about anime is opening songs.
Yeah, they don't have that in
And-
TV
and-
shows,
and-
do they?
And well, they used to back in the days, like intro songs to shows and stuff.
Yeah.
They used to have them, but nowadays not really. Although Game of Thrones has one.
Well, I know one of the best TV shows with an intro song, Drake and Josh. Just gonna say that right now.
And then they have
No. Zoe 101.
Zoe.
By far.
the hell. But
Oh my
anime
God.
anime also has great ending songs.
That's true. Yeah.
Like there's I've remember watching I forgot what show it was, Soul Eater, I think.
Yeah. Soul Eater, the
And
ending song.
One of the ending songs, it was so good I had to like YouTube it right after I saw it.
I don't blame
dope,
you.
though.
I do the exact same thing.
I mean, speaking of, Death Note was the reason I have fallen in love with Maximum the Hormone.
Oh yeah. Like they have, I think Death Note like really did well with incorporating like metal music to anime. So especially that band, and that's how they probably got very popular off Death Note.
Oh, I mean, they were famous before, but man, they are still going strong. I just listened to
Really?
their new album.
They have a new album.
Yeah, they just put out a new album. It's a little more poppy and punk, but it's them
what?
making fun of that fact.
What band is this again?
It's Maximum the Hormone.
MTH.
Ah,
Oh
Yeah.
my
Never
god,
heard.
Sydney, you need to show him this after podcast.
Yeah, it's the people who made like opening ending songs to Death Note. So
It's like the most. They take satirical heavy metal in the best way possible, but they're also some of the best musicians that I've heard that have
Yeah.
that little niche in the palm of their hand
I agree.
that they take it and just run with it.
Yeah, Alex showed me a while ago, and I'm like, wait, this is pretty cool, and the videos are also cool
I think
as well. So
Benjo's Sandal Dance is probably one of my favorites. But yeah, not to mention the of the band is just all these people that know each other. I think the guitarist and the drummer. The drummer, by the way, is a girl who is
was gonna
amazing
say
at
that.
singing and one of the best drummers. But I think the guitarist and the drummer are brothers and sisters, and they got each other. I think the drummer got the guitarist into the band. Probably one of the best decisions. He's an amazing guitarist.
okay, yeah. Wait, have you guys been like watching any like recent stuff for anime? By the way,
Not really, dude. I haven't had much time. I've been spending like a lot
Game
of time
time.
just like going over like equipment and all. Like I just been like researching just to get this whole thing started.
yeah, that's
So I've
a
had-
lot of
I haven't
setup.
I haven't had much time to check out anyone. I mean, the latest one I even watched was just My Hero Academia, and I'm behind on that now because
too.
there's a third season, and I haven't watched the third season yet.
Yeah,
And I'm
stopped.
really digging that one. That was like it surprised me.
I stopped after Goblin Slayer.
Goblin Slayer.
What the hell?
Wait, have you seen like I heard about Goblin
You
Slayer,
have-
Gabe?
Have you not seen Goblin Slayer?
Dude, watch
No.
the first episode and you'll
Oh
decide
my
whether
Wait,
you
God.
like it.
what kind is this though?
Okay, this is like
We can't
a
really
fantasy.
describe what it is.
Well, you can because
In-
like
in the
My Hero
end-
Academia is like a school hero training type, right?
Okay.
And then you have Helsing, which is like kind of like a horror slasher type.
Yeah, here, I'll describe it to you in some words that might be so like understandable. Like Dungeons and Dragons, but like when goblins like try to kill you, they rape you. So
See, I was trying to stay away from just diving straight into it, but boy, you just went balls deep into that
Yeah.
one, didn't you?
I mean, I think that's like a big premise of the entire anime. So I don't think I'm revealing too much about it.
I don't know if I'll enjoy that, but I mean, it sounds interesting.
Yeah.
By the
I
way,
watched
was-
a couple episodes. I
mean,
kind of enjoyed it.
goblins and is it like medieval?
Rape?
Is it medieval?
Sort of. It's like if you
No,
think about
just
RPG
imagine like a
game.
more.
Or, no,
Yeah, just imagine like
is it
Sword
like-
Art Online, but if nothing happened, it was just a game.
so is it like modern day, but there's goblins?
Not really. I mean, like there's still war. Like there's knights, there's wizards, there's priests.
mages.
Oh, so
There's
did it-
no,
so-
like,
so it
people
is-
walking around with iPhones and shit.
Oh, so it's mixed, like kind of just like a made up time, like
Yeah.
medieval
A
modern,
completely different world, fantasy world kind of
medieval
thing.
modern mashup
Yeah.
with
And, like-
with goblins,
Yeah, people do quests and stuff.
with horny goblins.
Yeah. And then the main character is Goblin Slayer, and you can you can guess, but he slays goblins. just saying.
I mean, I'll check it out. I'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody,
Yeah, it's
but
not-
honestly,
definitely not for
like
everybody. I like
you'll
watching
watch
it.
one or two and then be like, okay, I get it.
And
But
takes
you're not gonna be like,
it takes a
yeah.
lot for me to get into an anime too.
That's
I
true.
mean, it has to tickle my fancy. I don't know.
Were you guys into animes back in like the early 2000s Funimation
Boy,
anime phase?
What are you talking about?
I came in
I
pretty
was-
late.
I was on
I mean,
I was
like-
on anime from Ninja Scroll. That was like 90s.
Just scroll.
I know, but I'm talking about like there's these like very few obscure animes that I know from like Funimation that I used to watch all the time.
Mhm.
Like one of them was like School Rumble or stuff like
oh
that.
yeah, I heard about that one.
And then
It's like
there was
Skit-
another one I
Sketty,
think was called
something like that. Skit Dance?
yeah. There was even like Mushigi, which was really good.
Yeah.
People are sleeping on Inuyasha though.
Yeah. I've been meaning to watch
No,
it.
Inuyasha was good, dude. And talking about intro songs, I mean,
They have some
had a
good-
pretty cool
Oh,
intro
yeah.
song, and it was awesome. And like it got. I mean, there were some cheesy episodes, but like a lot. It's anime.
Yeah.
A lot of animes have cheesy episodes. But
That's true.
there's a lot
The
of.
final test. The final test. How do you feel about Yu Yu Hakusho?
I've never watched it, but I've always heard about it.
Do you say Yu-Gi-Oh?
No, Yu Yu Hakusho. It's like
Oh, EU.
wait, is that the boxing anime or I think it's no, that's Hajime no Ippo.
That's the one where they're like they have powers and they fight, but like it's a long story.
Okay,
But
okay.
apparently like the main character has like a gun in his finger or something.
I mean,
it was a long time ago.
I don't know. There's a lot that I miss because I also went through a period of time where I kind of stopped watching, but not because I didn't like I grew out of it, but more like I was doing other stuff.
Yeah.
And then like I forgot to watch
Life.
it, and then like I came back to it because like I was like, oh yeah, anime. I remember. Let's start again.
Yeah, the renewal.
See, because it's different for me. Because when I stop watching anime, I stick to something else. And right now, I'm kind of in a rut of watching seriously old movies,
Oh, I see.
and a lot of them.
Cause like and anime is weird too because like you could try to go watch the old ones, but for some reason when I try to watch an old anime, I can't get into it because I can't get into the drawing style.
I see.
Because like a lot of my friends who were into anime, they're like, oh, go watch Trigun. Trigun's really good. And then I tried watching Trigun.
That's amazing.
I can't get into the anime style. Like
Because
the animation
it's
is so old.
Yeah.
Like if they
I see
That's
what you
like
mean.
trying to get.
I think if
that's
they
like trying to get somebody who's into Trigun to watch like Mob Psycho or One Punch Man.
hey, Mob
There's
Psycho
gonna
is
be that
Psycho is dope though. It's so good.
Dude, my friends try to make
I
me
get
watch
that,
it.
but you're not gonna go from Inuyasha to like Mob Psycho and be like,
I did.
hey.
That one exception.
I did. It works.
Once again, I think that's a subculture of the whole fact of it's not the same category. I mean, there's still anime, they're still good, but there's like a niche for both.
Yeah.
And what for me is the anime style though. Like if it's it's the drawing style. I dig the newer drawing styles and even Inuyasha like the style of Inuyasha is new. It's new enough. It's riding the line of old and new too. Like it's like almost too old to, but it's new enough to where I could watch it and I still dig it. Here's a good example in Naruto. The first I want to say like first 10 episodes, you can see where the drawing style changes,
Yeah.
and then it gets better and better, and then like once you get to the second season, then you're all in because the style is like it's the newer style that I like.
Yeah, it's so clean. I find it amazing to go from first episode of Naruto to seeing like the movies and whatever, because like the animation budget is so high. It's the fighting scenes are so clean. But yeah.
I mean, I even noticed when they started Boruto that the animation style was so much more crisp and there was so much more extra pixels going on. Like
Yeah.
sometimes there'll be an explosion, but the first episode of Boruto when they get to the exams, oh my god, there's so many more colors and things going on. But if you really want to get into style change, you should see the first episode of Shin-Chan to like the
Kurama Shin-chan.
It is so different.
You talking about the English dub or Japanese? Or
Japanese, of
the
course.
Japanese? Okay.
And it-
Japanese, like it looks like an actual old style anime, but now it's been because I know it did come over from Japan to the Western area so that it changed a little bit. But oh my god, that style change is gnarly.
Okay.
and there's some old school style that I kind of dig too, because like Helsing is super old, and I dug that style. Like it worked for that time period,
Yeah.
and and it only had a few seasons, so it never got a chance to develop its animation style. And it's still watchable for me. I don't know. So like it all depends on like who's drawing the anime basically.
Okay. Well, one thing I really like, I'm not sure if you guys watched this, but it's based off Rurouni Kenshin, and it's the movie. It's Samurai X. No one? No one watched it? What? Samurai X is so cool.
See, this is
You know what? There's so
you
many.
go-
There's so many called Samurai that
That's,
I might have watched it and I might have not. I don't
Okay.
know.
yeah, but it's like an older
You do have
anime.
to- you do have to admit you're more of the knowing about more of the underground stuff than we are.
Well, me? Oh yeah, I'm super weeb.
Yeah, you're in
Omega
like you
League.
like I'll ask like I'll either go to you or Alex for certain
knowledge.
anime questions.
Yeah. Like the
Like
anime encyclopedia.
I'm a fan, but I'm not deep into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, wait, just to say about like, animation and stuff or style. Have you guys heard of the anime Dororo?
No.
Okay, so that used to be like an old show, black and white, like the mid
Wait, I'm
90s.
sorry. What show again?
Dororo. Not Durarara, but Dororo.
Oh, okay.
But that's completely different. That's completely different anime.
Wait, what was that? Scatman, can you do
I
that?
know.
Dororo. Yeah. I was confused when I was first introduced to this anime as well. I'm like, what are you saying? Are you stuttering? But no, it's Dororo. And if you think about like Astro Boy, like that's like the animation style of like the first version of the anime. And then they remade it.
I'm looking it up right now.
And like it looks so cool, and they keep like the little kid to look like Astro Boy. Like the little kid's called Dororo, like, but the main character is called something else. That's some weird long name that I can't remember. But it's about if you're ever interested, it's about a guy who's born with no eyes, no limbs, and like and he can't hear. And,
What?
Yeah. And he has no skin. He's all like
Frank
and
the
he's
anime.
still alive. And Frank the anime.
That just that sounds yeah, that already sounds freaky.
Yeah, but he grows up to be like this cool warrior that slays demons. So
Without arms and legs,
he gets like doll parts.
doll parts,
Yeah, because he's found
You know
by a
what
person.
freaking Japanese.
You know what it reminds me of?
What
That
is it?
super old anime, Cyborg 009. It reminds me of that.
Stuff I don't know about. Cyborg 009. Wow.
Yeah, it's like if Astro Boy was in a team of 9.
Okay. 9 Astro
But yeah,
Boys.
it's like an anime version of Metal Men, the comic book.
Okay.
Metal Man.
Speaking of,
Speaking
do
of
you know the comic book?
I know a little bit of it. It's DC, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I know a little
DC
bit
or
of it.
Dark
I'm like I don't know a lot about it.
I thought you were
But-
referencing Mega Man the entire time.
That's a great segue because one of the things I wanted to talk about was
Comics?
not really comic, but comic book movies.
Oh yeah.
If I'm
Here we go.
Pretty
allowed
popular.
to go first.
Yeah. Go ahead. You're the big mega mind about this.
Oh, I have a lot to say about this, man. Okay, so they are trying to do the Dark Phoenix saga again.
Well, what is this referencing
and
to?
this is
What is this referencing to?
It's Xmen
Okay.
but in the Xmen storyline, so in the Xmen storyline, there's a really good saga or a good like chapter
Story.
Yeah, storyline called the Dark Phoenix saga. And they tried it before because when Fox first did the first like few X-Men movies, they did X-Men 1, X-Men 2, and then they did 3, and then they tried to mash the Phoenix saga into one whole movie, which is like, to me, I don't even know why they even tried that. They don't get that it needs a setup. Like, there's so much storyline in that saga because
It's the X-Men equivalent of Avatar: The Last Airbender. The movie.
Okay.
I wouldn't go that bad too because I wouldn't go that bad though because like X-Men 1, X-Men 2 were dope. Like they were really good. I liked them. And so like X-Men 3 though, I'm just like they teased it too on X-Men 2. They teased the Phoenix because they show the Phoenix right at the end of that movie. And then so like everyone got excited, but we thought like, oh, maybe they'll do a few more before they get to the end of it.
Yeah.
The big climax, they'll probably do a few movies just to set it up, but no, they try to squeeze the whole freaking storyline into like one whole movie. With like you can't do a Phoenix saga in 2 hours. There's no way.
Yeah.
And then so I'm like, but then they rebooted it, right? And I'm like, all right, cool. They rebooted the X-Men. They did a few more, which were pretty good. X-Men First Class. I'm not even mentioning the Wolverine movies because they don't count because they all sucked. Like, except for Logan though, I'll give Logan because Logan was actually pretty good, but the other two were just trash. So I'm not even speaking on that. But X-Men First Class and then Days of Future Past, and Days of Future Past was really good. First Class was okay. Days of Future Past was really good, and then they brought it back because Days of Future Past kind of resets everything. And they bring in like the new kids, like, and you know, the new actors to play the characters that we know, like Cyclops and Jean Grey and Nightcrawler and Storm and stuff like that. In Apocalypse, but Apocalypse sucked. The movie was I mean, it was okay, but it just like for the direction they were going, they kind of took like 3 steps forward and then like just 3 steps backwards for some weird reason. I don't know why. And then, so, for some weird reason, after Apocalypse, they're like, oh, let's do the Phoenix Saga again. I mean, like, didn't you guys already fail the first time? They should have just done a few more movies. Like, in my head, I thought they were gonna go Mr. Sinister, because they were kind of teasing Mr. Sinister after at the end of Apocalypse, and that would have been a better way to go, because then they could set up like they could have set up do a better setup for the Dark Phoenix Saga, because you know, maybe instead of Jean Grey getting kidnapped by the house of, I think it's the House of M, I forget, I might be wrong, don't quote me on that, but
I think it is the House of M.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I read that storyline, but instead of Jean Grey getting kidnapped by them and getting brainwashed into kind of releasing the Phoenix that's inside of her, they could have made it Mr. Sinister, and Mr. Sinister could have kidnapped her and then, you know, released the Phoenix, and you know, kind of did it a better storyline. But nope, they went back to, oh, let's try to put this gigantic story into 2 hours again. And so now, okay, the only thing that's like I'm okay with, or not okay with, but that gives me a sigh of release is that Disney bought Fox.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's gonna be a while before Disney could do anything, or before before Marvel could take their property back and start putting it into their storyline. So, and plus Fox had already filmed the Dark Phoenix, and they also filmed New Mutants, which is weird because I haven't heard anything about New Mutants ever since the whole Disney Fox merger was like announced. Like, they kind of just like put them in the back. It was supposed to be released like last year, and then it didn't get released. It got pushed back, and then you just didn't hear anything about it afterwards. But they have to put out the Dark Phoenix because it's already been filmed, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna ruin it. It's like, because the thing is, like, okay, now we're gonna have 2 Dark Phoenixes, where I think Marvel could have done it right. Marvel could have done it correctly, but instead of just like trashing that movie because they already put money into it and they have to get their money back a little bit, they're gonna put this out, and now they're gonna have 2 failed Dark Phoenixes, and then Marvel might not do the Dark Phoenix Saga. I guess it's kind of okay if they find a better storyline, which that I don't know. I mean, there's some better storylines, but not as grand and big as the Dark Phoenix Saga, and so they're gonna put this like trash movie out, and it's gonna be whack, and I don't know why. I don't know why they're doing that. Because
you know who really needs the movie? Dark Hawk.
What? No.
I'm like listening. I'm like,
Sydney doesn't know any of these characters.
I'm not a big comic book buff. Heck, I don't even like read a lot of manga, to be honest. So I'm like, what's happening? I'm hearing about like Jane Grey and like a
Jean
Phoenix.
Grey. It's Jean Grey.
Jen Grey.
Isn't it a Jean? Okay, Jean, like the actual jeans, like your pants.
Yep.
So like, her powers come from like a phoenix inside her. Is that what you're saying?
Well, kind of, like, her power is so enormous, and the thing is, like, in the comics, she's like omega level.
Powerful.
Yeah, powerful.
She doesn't release her power, but then when she gets abducted, they kind of force her into becoming the most evil of evil.
It's okay. It's kind of set up weird because, okay, her power is derived from her, but she's connected to a being called the Dark Phoenix. But the Dark Phoenix is in space.
Okay.
She's like connected with it, right? And that's kind of where her power comes from. But she kept it kind of. Professor X helped her keep it kind of docile, like kind of like so that it doesn't come out.
Yeah.
But when she got kidnapped by the House of M, they brainwashed her into like releasing it and kind of like letting it control her, and it's super super powerful. It's like it's omega powerful, so that it can destroy planets.
Okay.
You know, it can destroy solar systems.
Holy. Alright.
And that's what's even crazier, because in the original story, it's a cosmic story, because there's space patrols that come and
The space police?
yeah, you know, to try to stop her and stuff like that, you know. So like that's another reason why I'm wondering why are they trying to compact it into 2 hours, because you can't do a space story and, you know,
Yeah.
other part of the
I
story
see what you
in
mean.
2 hours. You need more than
Okay,
more than
so-
one movie.
So I see right here it says the Hellfire Club.
Oh
is
yeah,
the
it's,
one that gets-
okay. Then it's Hellfire Club, not House of M. House of M is a
Okay.
totally different group.
Dang,
See,
we're about
so
to get corrected.
I knew I was wrong, and yeah, I'm probably gonna get a lot of flack for that. But I knew I was wrong. But
Oh
it was
my
either
God.
it was one of those things, House of M or Hellfire Club. I think the House
Hey,
of M
you know-
is. I think the
you
House
know
of
what,
M is a group of superheroes, and they make the House of M.
Okay.
It's a call to action. If you hear something wrong, flame it in the comments.
Oh,
Do what you
yeah.
want.
But yeah, so yeah, but she gets kidnapped by the Hellfire Club, and they brainwash her, and then so she starts, you know, using the powers, and every time she uses the powers, the Dark Phoenix gets stronger, and then somehow she ends up in space, and they combine,
Oh,
turning her into the Dark Phoenix.
does she have wings?
No.
Okay.
It's basically flames. It's like
Oh, okay.
embodiment of flames, and the flames kind of forms a phoenix.
Oh, okay. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's
Just-
dope, dude. Anime and comic books go hand in hand. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's just
It's
like
different
one's Japanese,
countries.
one's American.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Same stuff though.
Yeah. I'm curious, just to hear y'all's opinions. Who's your favorite X-Men? Mine is Nightcrawler. I always liked for his design. Like I played the game like Ultimate Alliance or something when I was a kid, and I've always liked the character Nightcrawler. I thought it was so cool.
See, my favorite changes once in a while, because it used to be Wolverine, but for some, I mean, with the oversaturation of Wolverine when they started making the movies, they kind of killed him for me. But
Understandable.
and like I can remember back to when I was like in kindergarten, dude. I used to draw. I used to draw Wolverine, and I was good at it too. And like, you know, kids in my class would be like, "Yo, draw me Wolverine." You know, draw them Wolverine and give it to them. So he used to be my favorite, but I also dig Colossus because he's underrated. He has a good power, but he is underrated. And then one of them, which I think they kind of ruined, because they did him so badly and poorly in the movie. Well, I don't know, okay. Well, he doesn't show up yet because he starts off as Angel, and then he becomes Archangel later on.
Who is this? Wait.
His name's Archangel.
Archangel. Okay.
Yeah, but they did Angel in the movie, but they never did Archangel.
Isn't his power just wings?
Just have
No,
wings?
here's the thing. As Angel, yes, but as Archangel,
Oh.
he's kind of like Iron Man, but with wings.
Oh.
He's a stronger
You're
bird.
strong bird.
Yeah, he has like built-in weaponry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
he
pretty
was
cool.
he was dope. I don't know, and also like I like Nightcrawler too. He was cool.
See, don't pull this from the movies, but one of my favorite has to probably be Gambit.
Gambit?
Well,
that card guy?
he hasn't been in any movies yet. That's the problem.
He looked cool.
Yeah, he has. Remember when Will.i.am played him?
Oh no, it wasn't Will.i.am. It was some white guy.
Yeah, but
But that was in
movie,
okay. That was in Wolverine.
Yeah,
I
some
don't
movies.
remember what I said. I don't count those movies.
Sure, that's
Doesn't
what I was
consider
saying.
them
Don't pull it
movies.
from the movie.
They're not real movies. Fake news.
He has to be one of my
and,
favorites.
and here's another thing about the whole Fox thing and how they ruined the X-Men. I mean, you know, I'll give them the pass on the few good movies they did, but they messed up the whole story. They messed up Rogue. Rogue like a whiny little girl that decided she didn't want to be a mutant anymore, and then they never brought in Gambit, because one of the things that like made me kind of like dig the X-Men comics in the beginning was the relationship of Rogue and Gambit. Like Gambit used to flirt with her, and Gambit flirts with her. Rogue be like, no, you can't have none of this, and Gambit's always going after her and stuff like that, you know.
Damn, sounds like real
and
life.
And the
Jesus.
thing was like, Rogue was tough enough to take on Jean, because all she had to do was take off her gloves, touch Jean, and get her powers.
Whoa.
Right? But no, they made her so weak in the movies. I don't know. I hate it.
I
hate it. But it brings me to the whole next spot of it, is that we only have to wait until summertime. And by summertime, Marvel and Disney will have control of X-Men. And by that time, I think by around like Comic-Con, they probably won't even do Comic-Con. They might do their own thing again, like how they released the slates of movies like a few years back from when they started their first phases and stuff like that. They might do that again. They might rent like their own hall again and release like more movies that they're gonna do. And they're gonna have X-Men, they're gonna have X-Force, and they're gonna do it all right.
Yeah.
Because
So
I heard they were gonna try to like reboot the whole X-Men series too.
Well, they're gonna have to, because it's gonna be a whole new thing. You know, they can't just go off of what Fox did, because the whole Fox storyline's all messed up, and that's one of the main problems with Fox doing X-Men. They did not care about continuity. Like, they didn't care about timelines, storylines connecting or anything like that. They're like, oh, let's just make a movie. Oh, does it connect? Oh, who cares? You know, like, they never cared. Marvel,
They destroyed Fantastic Four.
Oh,
That's true.
horribly.
I heard about that.
And that's one of the main things that a lot of people are excited about Disney and Marvel getting the X-Men back, is that they're gonna fix Fantastic Four. That might even actually be the first movie that they even do,
Maybe.
because it connects. It's so easily connected, you know, to where they are now with Avengers and stuff. They have the tower.
I mean,
and everything.
they could have connected it back when they were just starting the Iron Man movies, because there was still a connection.
Yeah, but you know, Fox owned them in that time. That's why. Like,
I know. I was just saying, like, they could have done it that early, but now that they actually have the power to, they got a lot to work with.
Yeah, they have. Dude, I can't wait, man. It's gonna be so awesome. But I think that's my rant on the whole comic book thing.
Yeah, boy, was it a rant.
Yeah.
All right.
I needed to get that off my chest, and I kind of want to put it out there so people know, like, I was okay with Fox, because Fox, like, you know how long it took for them to put out Deadpool, and they almost messed up Deadpool with the Wolverine movie. And then it took Ryan Reynolds and a few other people to push for like 2-3 years for them to even okay Deadpool, to make the Deadpool that's made now. And then, you know, so like they had to, like, their arms needed to be twisted for that. Just
And
for
they
them to
were
put that out.
also going to give up once that whole issue about, oh, why is this Fox movie not a PG-13? I want my kids to watch it. And they wanted to change everything.
Well, I mean, but then, like, you know, that's a whole money grab thing too, because they just released, like, during Christmas, the Deadpool PG-13 version.
Wait, PG-13 version?
Yeah, so they took.
Did you not see that?
They took Deadpool 2,
Uh-huh.
and they wanted to get a little bit more money off of it, so they did a PG-13 cut and re-released it during Christmas.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Isn't that the one where it's like him riding on a horseback with some guy?
No,
The
it's
cover.
yeah. It's the same movie. They just cut it to. They took out all the bad, like, the curse words, but it's still violent. They took out all the blood, and then they put in like a small storyline where he kidnapped the kid from the Wonder Years, and then he's reading him the story.
Oh my god.
kind of like the Princess Bride.
The Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of funny, but like it's basically just Deadpool 2, but without cursing and blood.
Yeah, I think it's smart. Just in a little milk a little more money out of the
Yeah,
kids.
it's smart, but I don't know. But yeah, I mean,
It's
like,
just not substantial.
so Fox, puts out a few, and the thing, and I don't think we would have even gotten Logan if Deadpool didn't make so much money. Like, I think the only reason why they made Logan was because they saw that Deadpool was so popular and did so well, and then they're like, okay, then let's do Logan. So
Okay.
without Deadpool, Logan wouldn't have happened. But other than that, they messed up that whole franchise like so badly. 'Cause everything doesn't make sense and it's so like discombobulated and so mixed up. So that's why like I'm so excited that Disney's getting them, and they're basically done with the deal. I'm pretty sure they're done with the deal because every country has approved. They went through the courts already and everything like that. So like now we're just waiting on Disney and Marvel just to announce like, oh, we have it.
Yeah. Like the who's the actor for like the first Spider-Man movies? Tobey Maguire?
Yeah, Tobey Maguire was the first actors.
Yeah, wasn't he
First
the
actor
delivery
for
guy?
Crybaby Mc...
He was
and
a pizza
Crybaby
delivery guy.
McBitch face.
But yeah, that's getting
Okay.
cut out.
Yeah.
So, but then leave in the part where we're talking about that being cut out. So,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So everyone's like,
happened?
what was cut out?
Yeah, I don't
Alright,
know. That's
you
what
got-
happened.
You guys will never know.
so speaking of destroying continuity and just making a bold mockery of something,
Go ahead.
let's talk about Pokemon.
Pokemon?
And
oh,
no,
I know what you're
I'm
talking
not
about.
talking about the new games coming out.
Okay.
I thought
Those
that's
are
what you
fine.
wanted to talk about.
Wait,
I
you're
did,
surprising us. You're throwing us for a
but-
loop. What's happening?
I did want to talk about that, but one of the main things I just want to get off my chest is what kind of pansy ass after school bullshit was Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee?
Oh,
No, that's okay. It wasn't that bad. It's fun, and what it is
wasn't that bad, but at least
great.
like I get that it wasn't for the generation of people who grew up with those games. But had I known that wasn't going to be what that game was pretty much going to be about, like it was dumbed down a lot
Yeah.
to the point where it's just essentially a shiny catch the game.
That's what it is.
Shiny Catch Simulator.
But that's what makes it fun because I've been watching people do those shiny catches.
I'm not gonna lie,
As
I-
boring as it was,
I
like
did so as well.
yeah, it's like it was entertaining, and you kind of already answered your question. That game wasn't for the true
People who played the original game.
the true hardcore Pokemon fans.
Yeah.
It was a cash grab also. That's what it was. It's basically it was them enticing the people that kind of got interested in Pokemon Go because
Yeah.
that's why they interlinked it. And they're like, okay, so those people who played Pokemon Go were not original Pokemon fans. So let's put out another game to entice these new people so they'll come into the fold, and then once we get all these people playing and buying the game, then we'll put out the next main series, which will be Shield and Sword, and then that way they'll be interested in buying Shield and Sword, so they make more money basically,
Yeah.
and then so like, and that's one of the reasons why the animation style on Shield and Sword is so similar to Let's Go. If you
I
saw
just
it,
think- I think they should have like waited just a little bit and came out with Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Like I get that it's not financially or fiscally stable to do this, but it would have made things a lot easier if you came out with Sword and Shield, and then right after you came out with Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu, so then they could be like, I don't know about this, I'm just gonna go for this. So it just kind of like, they should have just put them out at the same time. Because my ass wasted like a bunch of money waiting for this game. And I was like at home playing it and I was like,
It's
what the f-?
I'm pretty sure you played the original games, right, Alex?
Oh, hell yeah. I still have my original Pikachu Yellow Game Boy with Pokemon Yellow.
Yeah. So, I think. Wait. The sound effect, the soundboard came in. Just needed to add that in. But I think it's for as well as to get people interested from Pokemon Go, like for newer like people like kids especially when they grew up with like a 3DS or DS instead of like original Game Boy, to be easier to consume like the first generation of Pokemon, because like black and white with like janky font text thing. I'm not sure if like kids would want to play the first generation. So I'm like, it's like a way for Nintendo to be like, all right, kids, let's give you a taste of Generation 1, but like with a lot cooler graphics.
You know what I gotta
and
say?
dumbed down.
Know what I gotta say?
What do you guys say? We don't need it. We never needed it.
But see, like that, it is what it is, though. That's what it was. It was them trying to entice the people who got into Pokemon Go but never played the main series.
Yeah.
Because they're already too like ingrained with, oh, you could see Pokemon in the overworld, because in the main series you can never see the Pokemon in overworld. You have to walk through, you got to walk in the dark, you have to walk through grass. And then you get into an encounter, and then you'd have to fight them before you can even catch them. You don't just like touch them and then catch them right away.
Yeah.
You have to like beat them down and
But here's the thing.
and throw a ball at them.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. The thing I didn't get is that, they tried to make that game for, like, the younger generation, try to get them a little more interested from Pokemon Go. But they still threw in those, like, quirky little things that only people who played the original game would understand.
Okay.
Like how to get through certain parts of the level, waiting to do certain things.
Okay, I never played it, so I don't know.
That's just that's just to train them to start to get into the main series, because that's the whole flip. Is that, okay, these people never played the main series, now play this simplified cheap version of the main series, and then oh, you like that? Do you like that? Oh, well, look, here's the newest version of the main series. Let's see if you can hang with this now. And then they're like, ooh, I'll put more money out for that.
Yeah, because like you've played the original games, right, Gabe?
Dude, I have hours and hours and hours on Red and Blue.
you know how you have to get to, like, you have to help that one guy, and then he gives you a ticket to the ferry, and then you go on the ferry, and then you have to go all the way up and down, get to the kitchen, and meet the guy,
and this was
to
like
get cut and stuff like that.
And this was like pre-internet, so there was no looking it up
guides
to find out how to do it. You just had to play hours and hours and hours until you figure out how to do it.
We spent hours. I went the first 5 to 6 times I played any Pokemon game, and when I got to the ferry, I went through every single goddamn door.
Knocking on everyone's door. Jehovah's Witness, but Pokemon version.
Oh, don't even get me started on, I think it was Diamond and Pearl, where they added the underwater level of the ferry too.
Okay, yeah.
Then there was a shipwreck, and then there was all this stuff.
Now they like all these new players are not gonna know what the hard version of the main series.
Yeah,
and
I never knew that.
And here's the thing too, with the new shield and sword, it's gonna be a little bit watered down too, just to keep the interest of these newer players also. Because I mean, I don't know if you guys even played or watched what was the one before this, the Alolan one?
Sun and Moon?
Yeah, Sun and Moon. It was a bit watered down from what the original main series was like, like some, I don't know, it just didn't really pique my interest, but
I see.
They pulled a Yu-Gi-Oh on this.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Earlier Yu-Gi-Ohs, you could pull out a Dark Magician, and I'm sitting here like, where the are your tributes?
But yeah, I don't know, dude. But that's what it is, man. I mean,
Yeah,
you could
I
always,
get it. It's
you could always
just-
sell your copy and get your money back.
Plus, you guys know where I work. They don't, but you guys do. So
Yeah.
I get it. It's just, god damn.
All right.
Everything's a money grab. I mean, my whole spiel about Fox and stuff was money grab for
related.
Fox. You know,
Everything we're talking about today is gonna be a money grab.
All right, just to talk about like Shield and Sword for a little minute. Have you guys seen the starter Pokemon?
yeah, kind of
Yes,
boring.
You mean Bubbles, Blossom, and Buttercup?
Yeah. All right.
I mean, okay, like this for one thing, the style of it. I mean, come on, dude. You went from Pikachu, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur, which is like two different looking things, and you know, to like, and even after those, you know, like they had better looking. Like I feel like the company is getting lazy with their whoever's doing the artwork over there, because basically they all kind of look the same. If you look at their faces, the bunny, the lizard, and I forget what the other one was. I don't even know. I don't think the other one even. I don't think you even know what the other one is.
Monkey.
Oh, monkey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
grass
So
monkey.
the bunny, the monkey, and the lizard.
Dude,
You look at their face, right? And this is
It
coming
sounds
from
like a kid's story.
and this is coming from a person who's in graphic design, who's been in art, and who's done art all my life, basically. Like, you know, I've been drawing since I came out of the womb. So if you look at the way they drew each three character, they kind of have the same look. It's like they took the same skeletal like beginning of it and just did different things to it.
I see.
You know, I feel like they're getting lazy, because if you look at the past series, every starter,
They're quite different looking.
yeah, they're all different looking. You know, this one, I don't know. Even in Sun and Moon, like boring kind of. That's why I didn't get into it, because there was nothing that stood out. There's no new dragon that stood out. No, you know, like all they did was took Exeggutor and made his neck longer.
Although this is coming from, I get it kind of, because you can only do so many hundreds of Pokemon before things start to get a little watered down. But not to mention, this is coming from after the generation of trash bag Pokemon, ice cream Pokemon, chandelier, and a wall.
Yeah, I mean, but like, okay, like those are like the artists, and they ran out of ideas, and then they did that, right? But you'd think like by now they would like cycle in some more newer artists,
Yeah.
and would be a little bit more, you know,
Innovative.
more imagination and be more innovative. Yeah,
I don't know.
I want better dragons.
You just want more dragons.
Just give me more dragons.
All right, wait. So
No, you know, the thing I want though is, I get that there's a size difference in Pokemon, and yeah, it'll say it. But ever since I watched those episodes and saw that giant ass Dragonite walking up to that the light tower, I want a big ass Pokemon. Not just
Really
a small
big
ass
Pokemon.
Pokemon that says he's like 5 foot something.
yeah.
No, like even in the intro for Pokemon, the original, there was nobody talking about it, but there was a giant Tentacruel destroying
yeah.
a city.
Yeah.
Okay.
But nobody talks about it.
Well,
Nobody says,
I mean,
they're
big
giant
chunky
Pokemon.
boy.
Actually, there's videos on YouTube where they like the dark side of Pokemon, and they give you like the dark stories of each one, and they'll go into the mythos of it. Like, I think they talked about what you're talking about. Like, if you watch the intro, there's a lot of dark scenery, like big gigantic monsters destroying cities, which you know.
Jeez, this is Godzilla? What the-
Yeah, basically, 'cause that's what kind of, you know, that's what Japanese are all Japanese are all into, right?
Yeah, monsters and stuff.
Do you-
Yeah, destroying cities.
Do you agree with the fact that that was like a jab at us
Godzilla?
for nuking
no.
them?
Oh.
It's all the Pokemon that are
Here-
animals that are
No,
genetically
here's
modified.
it all has I don't know if you I don't know, but this is just me. It's like a conspiracy within my head. if you watch every anime, right? Every anime always has this one scene, and the one scene could either be a good scene or a scene that's describing a bad time or a good time, but or a time the person gets
The best of times or the worst of times.
but or a time when the main character
Chumbawamba.
gets his powers or whatever. But they always have this one scene where there's a gigantic explosion, everything goes white, and then everything changes after that. And it's almost in every single one. And so that's just them like kind of describing and reliving
World War
the
II.
whole. Yeah, I think so.
The bombing.
I think that's what it is. I mean, because they're trying to explain it away, either that or just like I don't know.
I do understand that they would want to like relive that and make it like a part of everything, but by now we are essentially their bitch. They can do something and change our whole economy. They could do something and we're all up in arms going, I want that, I want that.
Oh, I see what you mean.
No,
I mean-
not really. Wrong country. China kind of owns us.
China.
Well, China owns us in the fact that everything we own is made by them. But when it comes to, like, let's say, fashion and stuff like
Yeah,
that,
okay.
or just how
Fashion,
people act,
food,
No,
especially.
no,
movie.
not well. Okay, food. I'll give you food. Fashion, no. They steal. They take our fashion. Have you seen the
Yeah, you know what, that's true.
have you seen the Japanese
That's
cholos?
The Japanese cholos?
Yeah.
Yes.
No way.
Or Japanese greasers.
Greasers.
Dude, oh no. The worst one of them all. Everybody in Japan that wears Thrasher and doesn't even know what that has
Oh,
to do with
I see.
skateboarding.
Oh.
Yeah, but there. I mean, there is famous Japanese skaters though, so they get away with. But I mean, that's kind of also the same thing about here in America, where ghetto ass kids wearing a Metallica T-shirt. Or a Megadeth T-shirt or a Slayer T-shirt, and you know for a fact
they don't listen
they've
to
never been to a heavy metal concert at all in their life.
Yeah.
And that was kind of back in our days. Nowadays, it's you'll get the popular girls walking around with like Nirvana T-shirts, Radiohead, and they don't know who they are.
They'll only name that one song.
I'll-
Creep is what they listen to.
I'll give them Radiohead because Radiohead was popular, it was on the radio.
Yeah.
But if they're wearing like something obscure, and I look at them,
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Dude,
You really listen to Avenged Sevenfold? You know, like, who are you?
No,
Do you-
Avenged Sevenfold is kind of.
do you really listen to Gorillaz,
Gorilla.
Demon Days? Not even the new one, like Demon Days and shit like that.
I don't even know.
I
what
see a
that
couple
is.
Demon Days shirts out there.
I never heard of that before.
You haven't. You don't like the, or you haven't listened. You don't listen to Gorillaz,
A Demon Days?
or just Gorillaz.
Gorillaz? I
it's
listen to Gorillaz.
Gorillaz. That
Yeah.
Demon Days is their album that came out before like this stupid popularity rush of what was it?
Feel Good Inc.
What's that one? Yeah, Feel Good Inc. Like before that, they had all those really good ones.
Uh huh.
One of my first. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm not a big. I don't listen to like a lot of Gorillaz songs, but I have listened to like a couple plus a bit from their newer albums.
But see, like,
Yeah.
these are names of bands that have gone pretty mainstream popular. So I could see a
More
rich,
people
a rich popular kid wearing these shirts.
Yeah, yeah, okay. I get you.
But here's the thing, though: Slayer has always been underground.
Yeah.
Even though they did big tours, you don't ever hear Slayer on the radio.
Yeah.
They never played a Slayer video on MTV. So like for any popular kid walking around wearing a Slayer T-shirt, I look at them twice and think, have you even listened to the Slayer song? I doubt it.
Wait. So it's like Slayer, like metal, like.
Yeah, like
So-
like metal.
I
country,
hear like
real
Megadeth and
metal.
like Slayer.
See, here's
and-
the thing. Megadeth, I could Megadeth. I could see a popular kid wearing it because they did go mainstream for a little bit, like a tiny bit.
Okay.
Even Metallica, yes.
Yeah, I just heard these
everyone's-
names related with each other.
But here's the thing, though. You could look at a person and be like, "You've never listened to Metallica. I'm pretty sure you've never listened to Metallica." So like I don't know, but just to see them, and it was just like a fashion thing. Like it was like a thing where people went like these like And here's the thing, I don't think they were even rich. They were just like kids would get their parents' money or something, and they would go to these stores where they get Supreme or whatever, and they would spend they would spend hundreds of dollars on, and they call it vintage.
Yeah.
You know, and
It's so strange.
And these are like band shirts that they've never listened to or heard of. They just know that, oh, it looks cool or it's popular or whatever, and then they buy it. And they'll buy it for like overpriced, you know, like $100, and then you know they wear it with their ripped up jeans, which they spent another $200 on, and it's just like,
dude. I gotta tell you, there was this shop online that I was looking at that specifies old, actual used shirts. And there was shit like a really old, ripped up on the side social tendencies shirt or suicidal tendencies shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Was like $500.
Dude.
Because it's this one guy who goes around to different places. He knows the culture. He knows all that. But he's the guy that sells the like old MF Doom shirts or all these like old punk shirts to like Kanye West and all these big name people just because they don't want to go out and search for shit. But it's literally stuff that you'll find in a dumpster because like it was somebody's favorite shirt, but it got ripped, so they're like, they're not going to keep it.
No,
he'll pick it up and be like $1,000.
That's the craze. I mean, I don't know if it goes up to $1,000. I haven't heard about that. But like a hundred, a couple hundred, yeah, I can see that. But that's the craze, though. It's and some of them don't even do it themselves anymore. But a lot of the startups, they started up doing it themselves, and then after a while, they have their own shop, and they'll just have people bring in like these old finds, and they're just basically stuff you can find at the thrift store. Like people can just go find it themselves and buy it for like $3, $2, right?
Yeah.
But they'll take it, open up this like niche shop, and be like, oh, this is high vintage, and then they'll sell a $2 shirt for like $100, you know, $50 to $100.
Yeah.
And these dumb rich kids will buy it. It's crazy.
Man, I wish I was that guy selling those vintage shirts for overpriced, you know, tags
And
or amounts.
all you have to do though is that same shop, you just have to have like vintage Nikes too.
Yeah.
Like so, if you're selling vintage Nikes and then you're also selling like you know, old like like old Metallica shirts or whatever like that with like some vintage Nikes, then you could sell it for like super high price.
Yeah.
It's weird.
That's kind of like, have you seen this new craze that's going around? How Champion is now like the go-to product for fashion, when you could find like 5 years ago Champion would be in those like corner 99 plus stores.
Champion?
Well,
Yeah, that like.
See, the sports scene though, it goes in cycles, and like you'll have companies that stay up, like Nike and Adidas and stuff like that. But everything else will go through their cycles because, there was a time where New Balance. I remember back in the days, I would go to the store and I could find a pair of New Balances for like $20, and then all of a sudden everyone started wearing them. And the prices of a New Balance skyrocketed. And then you couldn't find any New Balances under $50, $60.
Wild.
Because everyone started buying them and wearing them. And they're still kind of mid-popular nowadays, but not really. But, yeah, sportswear always goes up and down. You know?
I'm just wondering how we got this
trends
to fashion from like Pokemon. I'm a little like.
Hey,
lost.
well, you know, left field. I think it was the pizza.
Yeah, the pizza, the pizza.
The pizza. Did.
I mean, you guys don't know about the pizza, so pretend we never said that. So
yeah, they're gonna have to think and wonder what this pizza's about.
oh, just
Dude, actually, speaking of pizza, after this, my ass is gonna make a crust from scratch and make a bomb ass pizza.
Okay. All right, mister. You using it like a oven or like a pan made pizza? What's happening?
Yeah, I'm gonna do this thing that I saw that where it's like, I think you crank the oven up to like 450 or 425, but then you let it sit for like
You couldn't get to overdrive.
yeah, well, like leave it for a while, and then you leave the crust out for like at least an hour to 2 hours to where it gets room temperature, and then you can make it really thin.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm gonna use like a sweet tomato sauce, and then some low moisture buffalo mozzarella on top, so
Ooh.
it gets melty. But then right at the end, I'm gonna crank on the broiler because our broiler's on the top, which
Oh
is
yeah,
weird.
yeah.
So then I'm gonna let it like brown a little bit once the bottom gets crispy.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna try to go for that like thin New York cracks when you break it in half, and then
Yeah.
like yeah.
That sounds pretty good.
You're making me hungry.
Or
I haven't eaten yet.
Me neither.
I'm questioning.
Wait, how many more topics do we have? Because I'm getting hungry.
Well,
I got one
yeah.
that is I'm probably gonna say for the last one because this one's kind of controversial, and it has. I know both of you probably have no idea about it yet.
Okay.
Well, that might be a short one because I mean, then you're doing all the talking because
Okay.
we don't know anything about it.
I only have one more like topic from my end, and that's like I wanted to talk about since like there's a lot of newer games. Like I want to talk about just for your opinions, some either like retro games are your favorite or like underrated games that you feel like should get more attention that people should play like more.
Well, like old school games.
Yeah, either like old school
Dude.
games or underappreciated games.
Jet Set Radio.
Jet Set Radio, I agree.
Well, here's the thing though. Like retro games already are popular because old school arcades are the big thing now for these like trendy bar setters, whatever, you know. Because did you go to like you go to LA, like arcades now are bars for adults. Like you go in, you get drinks, and there's all these old school arcade games that are being played, right? If you're talking about like old school indie games, yeah, there's a lot of underappreciated, like unknown indie games.
I got one that
Yeah.
even kids nowadays won't even play because they have no idea. I'm pretty sure you guys don't even know about it.
Okay, let's hear it.
1 second.
Looks it up. Wait a minute.
You're cheating, man. You're looking at the computer.
Because this is what it was. It was one of my favorite PlayStation games from back in the day that I played a couple times. I fell in love with it, but ever since it's kind of fallen off the face of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is called Ape Escape,
Ape Escape?
where you run around with
As an ape?
it's these scientifically modified monkeys that have like a brain helmet on that escaped. And you have to go around and catch them with a net. And then there was
wow.
It was on PlayStation.
Oh yeah, it was a PlayStation original game.
That sounds wild.
Yeah, that sounds weird.
I play it.
No.
But I think
And then
one
the second one has to be my all-time favorite, Kung Fu Chaos for the original Xbox. It was a kung fu fighter game, kind of like Fusion Frenzy, but every fight was essentially like a scene. There would be this guy going action, and you have to fight along this giant like moving kung fu movie set, and it was just awesome.
I don't know, man.
Kung Fu Chaos. If you guys get a chance, check it out.
All right, Kung Fu.
Even Ape Escape.
It sounds familiar. I don't know. I haven't heard about Ape Escape, but Kung Fu Chaos sounds familiar. But yeah, I mean, like indie games, I don't know because I haven't really played that many indie games. I just stick to the popular ones, kind of.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Like even if it's like side-scrolling games or first-person shooter or anything like that. Yeah, I don't play much indie games. The thing is, I don't have much time to go in and look for them.
Yeah.
You know, because you kind of have to do your research and find them, and then download it and play it.
That's true. You either learn it, you just find it like browsing through Steam, or someone tells you about it.
Yeah, or like you're going through like your favorite streamer, and then you see them play it, and then you say, oh, let me try that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have time for that sometimes.
What about like retro stuff? Do you have like a favorite retro game back in the day that you play?
I mean, dude.
Or older game, I mean.
It's not Centipede. Was it? It might have been Centipede, but I mean, retro games. You get old school like Centipede.
Yeah.
Or
Crazy Taxi.
Crazy Taxi.
That's not vintage, bro. Crazy Taxi was just, and that wasn't even that wasn't even. That's not retro, and that's not even indie. That's
Oh, we talking like vintage
that's mainstay.
arcade cabinet esque?
Oh no, I'm just thinking like retro games, like basically anything.
Well, 'cause see, here's the thing though. When I hear retro, I hear old school. Like, yeah, tabletop games. Not tabletop games, but the arcade classic
Okay.
games.
Okay,
That's,
okay,
that's
yeah.
what retro is.
I meant like maybe before Xbox 360.
Before Xbox 360. So anything before Xbox 360. So
Yeah,
like,
just to clarify.
so just regular like the games that you can find on like Xbox or PlayStation 1 and before.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Damn, is that how old I am?
I like, okay, one of my favorites are
Is that how old I am?
games.
That where the word retro
It means,
now
like-
is like
like
PlayStation 1 and before. Because for me, retro is like pre-Nintendo,
like
pre-NES.
yeah.
That's retro for me, dude.
Okay. Retro, when I think of it, is like what's it? That motorcycle game where you have to like
Motorcycle
go
race,
up and
dude?
down the hills.
Oh yeah, dude. I like
Excite Bike.
Excite Bike.
Excite
Yeah.
Bike.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Like I think of that. I think of like Polybius and shit like that.
I think of like old Symphony of the Night Castlevania. It's one of my favorites. Or Aria of Sorrows, another one for Game Boy Advance. And
Qbert.
Qbert. Oh yeah, you're right, Qbert. Or you just go on cubes.
Yeah.
Hop on
No, actually,
cubes.
I mean, if you want to talk about actual retro, Qbert is an actual retro game.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
And
There
I think-
was this other game I'm thinking of right now. It's a really old game from like arcade cabinets. It was super flashy, but it's really old. It was like a top-down shooter where you have to go through like mazes and shoot robots.
like a bullet hell kind of thing.
Kind of. It was like
There's so
a top-down.
no,
I'm gonna try to find it.
there's so many. Of
I
them.
played
Not
many.
so many.
I
but
played a couple of them before. They're always like pretty fun. I think my favorite, a couple of my unappreciated games I feel like should get more attention are A Tale of Two Brothers. This came out for the Xbox 360.
Ooh, that was a while ago.
Yeah, that was
Then
a
it's
while
not
ago.
retro because Xbox 360.
But I know, but like just an unappreciated. Like either you can talk about like your favorite like older game or like an underappreciated game.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided like Tell Two Brothers because you control two brothers with each joystick, and you solve puzzles, and there's like no like spoken narrative. You hear them speak gibberish all the time, but you understand the story.
Then how do you know? Or how do you? Yeah. Well, how?
Do the actions? You know how like silent movies, that they like really portray the actions to convey the story. So
Wait,
like,
but is there like text and stuff that tells you what's
there's no text. Everything they say is gobbledygook. They're like, it's like the
But yet you know what's going on.
yeah, cause like okay, this is like the premise. I'm not spoiling too much, but your father is like dying or something, and so you have to like travel to find some like magical thing to save your dad. And
You,
Oh,
fig-
dude,
you
I
figure
didn't
all
know
this.
they were
You
trying to
figure all
find
this
something
out without
magical.
text, without text or anything.
there's no text. Yeah, I mean they might for like a tutorial maybe, but there's no text for the story. They speak like not like it's not an actual language, but they speak. They say things, but you don't understand them. And yeah, I just really like the ending. The ending is what really made the story for me. So yeah.
That's what it was called. So the robot game I was thinking of, I think is called Robotron.
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 Yeah. And then there's one game for the original Xbox that I loved because my dad used to work back where he would get so many like demo games and stuff like that. Blinks the Time Sweeper
Blinks
is
the Time
amazing and
Sweeper.
slept on, and it needs to make a comeback right now.
Blink the Time Sweeper.
Yeah,
What kind of game is it?
BLINX, I think. It's this cat that runs around, and he can actually like speed up time, slow down time, or
Oh.
pause time.
Uh-huh.
But what you do is you go around and you can actually like suck up items into a vacuum that you have in your back.
Oh no!
And then-
Actually, you know what? No, I remember that.
That reminds me of like
Yeah, see-
like Jackson Dexter or like Crash Bandicoot. Like it looks like
Actually, it came
One of
out.
those
It
games.
came out around the same time as those.
yeah.
It actually
it just-
came out, I think, parallel to Sly Cooper, I think.
Oh yes, like.
But
as well.
it's just that it never got
as much attention.
yeah.
I see.
Oh, but
looks
it was
cool.
amazing. It's amazing. It's an awesome game. And there's like this pig who's like your enemy, I believe. But it was just awesome.
But here's the thing about those games back then, though. They were hard. Like,
Oh,
and
yeah,
that's
they were hard.
and that's what defined their popularity. If a game was too hard, it
was
probably
good.
won't be
Get
popular.
enough popularity. I see.
The more easier it was, the more popular it got.
Yeah.
Or I wouldn't say easy. The more easier, but with more if it's easy but still fun and kind of creative, then they get more popular. But if it looked cool but if it was hard, then because those games back then were hard.
Yeah.
But then again, you get like stuff like Mike Tyson's Punch Out, which those were hard in the fact that you were cool if you could figure out the trick.
The thing about the games back then, though, it was all patterns.
Yeah.
All you had to do was figure out the pattern, and if you figure out the pattern, you beat the game. Because even in like shooters like Metal Slug and stuff like that, right? It's all patterns. You got to know when to jump, when to duck, when to shoot, and then you just got to repeat in a certain pattern. And if you do it, if you do it correctly in that pattern, you beat the game.
Yeah.
And then what happens is some of those games just made those patterns too hard, dude. Like Sonic. Sonic was hard.
I hate
after a certain. Well, okay, the first Sonic was easy, and
really
it brought people in because the patterns weren't that hard.
I thought it was pretty hard.
I mean, it was, but if you stuck it out enough, it got pretty easy because you figured out the patterns.
Yeah.
But dude, the Sonic after that and the Sonic after that, it just got harder and harder and harder.
Jeez.
Sonic 2, Sonic and Tails, Sonic and Knuckles, Knuckles the original.
Because then the patterns became almost impossible. but somehow that's what makes it kind of fun too, because that's why people make those super hard Mario things on the internet. What's it called? I forgot what it's called. It's called something like Hard Mario or something.
Mario Map Maker, the game that came out.
Oh yeah, there's that, and there's like mods to the original Mario.
It has a name. There's
Kaizo. It's a different.
There's even one where it's a bunny, but it's playing like the Mario.
Oh yeah. I've seen that before.
Like yeah.
There was even the creator of one of the original games actually came out with a second Mario game that was never released in the US.
Oh yeah.
Because it was too hard
for
even some of the Japanese markets.
Mm-hmm. And it's just all patterns because it's like, oh, you just hit the buttons in a certain pattern.
Yeah. That's why I love watching. If you guys ever watch speedruns, I love watching those because like they spend so much dedication to learning those patterns. When I have free time, I just watch speedruns. Yeah.
You ever watch AGDQ?
I love watching AGDQ. Yeah. I love watching I didn't really like tasks before, but now I also like watching tasks sometimes.
I do because it kind of shows you like what you can do. I watch a task version of Portal, and oh my god.
Yeah.
I think he beats the whole game in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, just to clarify, tasks is when you do like frame by frame inputs, and then like as a gameplay. And then you're able to do really like impossible things. And then you do frame by frame inputs, play it back, and then you see some like amazing things you could do for games to beat them at really short times.
TAS is short for Tool Assisted Speedrun, if anybody wanted to know.
Yeah, so that was my topic.
But I mean, like that's kind of the things because like Contra was super hard, and that's why they had to come out.
Contra,
dude, but yet so popular, and it has the
has
the #1 cheat code that everyone remembers.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the only game that has a cheat code that everyone should remember.
I never remembered.
And that was
it's easy. Everyone knows it, dude.
That's because it was so fucking hard.
Yeah. You're right.
It was so hard to beat that game with 3 lives.
life.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
But yeah, dude.
But that's it once again. It's the remembering of what it is, because after like the 100th time, you know what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. You just gotta remember the pattern.
All the frustration.
And if you remember the pattern, you beat the game.
Yeah.
Same thing with Metroid. and I actually beat Metroid. Boom. On its hardest level.
So I'm gonna say one thing though that has to do with games.
Yeah.
The first game I ever remember playing, because yeah, I may be younger, but dude, I started on games when I was super, super young because my dad was completely all about this stuff.
And you're lucky because we were able to afford it. Because I would have been into it too, but
I got Dirts and Rocks for my toys too.
like
Well,
what?
see, because yeah, that was the thing. Like he made sure he had a
Games.
computer. So
Okay.
luckily, I was able to get my hands on stuff like because it wasn't a necessity around then, and it was super expensive.
Yeah.
But he was one of the few that were like building them,
Mhm.
so he knew what was going on and didn't have to spend too much.
I see.
But one of the games that I started playing was this super old game called Battlezone. It is a blank black screen with super, super crude green lines to make up mountains.
Oh no,
And
I played
there's
that.
a
Yeah,
tank.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Mhm.
green tank
But see
that you have to shoot.
that those type of games though are in the lines of like games like Worm or
hmm
I forget there's a few other games that are like that too, but where it's not really patterns.
This? You talking about this?
It's just fun.
Yeah, that's it. Right
Yeah,
there.
dude.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
one of the first games I
totally.
ever played.
Yeah,
Whoa.
it's not patterns. It's like
Geometric
it's
shapes.
quick hand movement, quick mouse movement basically.
Oh,
Because
okay.
you have to hit it at a certain point at a certain time, and then it masters how fast you do it, or like
Mhm.
so.
Like missile command and stuff like that.
Yeah,
That's
because
pretty cool.
there's really no pattern to it,
Mhm.
because it'll have different patterns every time, and it's just basically trying to beat the lasers and stuff like that. So you gotta just the faster you are, the better you are.
Yeah. My childhood. Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, but it was still awesome.
Well, I mean, it was fun. That's why Worm was fun too.
Yeah, it was-
You know
it was fun,
how many times I just sat there for hours and hours playing Worm.
Worm.
I don't even know you guys know what I'm talking about when I say Worm, right?
Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
think of like
Snake and Worm, kind of same thing. Snake on the cell phone. Like,
oh yeah, okay.
it was on like every first cell phone where like it gets longer and
Yeah,
longer
I
and
know.
longer and longer, and you just
See,
gotta eat the dots.
I remember it as Worm though, cause they couldn't. I think it was copywritten under Snake. So like when you had like a Nokia, it was Snake, but if you had like some of those knockoffs, like I remember
called
one of the
Worm.
first phones I
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it was because one of the first phones I got, it was one of those like you had to pull out the antenna and flip down the thing so you can
What about your
press
fishing
the
pole?
buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so if
those-
it was
that's
like
all
an
we
off
had.
yeah, if it was like an off-brand phone, it was called Worm. But if you had a name brand phone, it was called Snake.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, my first game experience was on the phone. I played Brick Break. And you hit the ball against the bricks.
Oh.
I played it so much. Jeez. Yeah. And then also like
mean,
I remember that. Yeah.
I still dig that. That's why I play. What's it called? Is it Poggle?
Poggle?
Peggle. That's what
Peggle.
it is.
Oh, okay. I just like another arcades thing I like is Bubble Bubble. When you shoot the bubbles.
Oh my god, dude, that was so annoying. That game was annoying.
See,
It was fun
I
at first. It
love-
was fun at first, but then you get to a certain level.
You don't get the
where-
colors you
where
want.
as hard as you try, you just can't beat it.
Yeah.
And I forget which level it is, but it doesn't matter how many times you try, you just can't beat it. And then it just got annoying.
See, that's the thing, because I remember back in the day that Bubble Bobble wasn't just that game. There was another one that came out before that I played before that, where you were actually the dinosaurs. And you had to it was like a side scroller, but up and down,
Oh.
where you were the actual dinosaurs, not just like the, like the
Yeah.
Tetris
No, I know-
version of it.
I
It
know-
was like
I-
you were the actual, yeah.
Dinosaurs.
I know what you're talking about. It is. I think it is Bubble Bubble.
I see. I didn't know that.
But yeah, there's two different versions of Bubble Bubble. But
Yeah,
I think
that's
they're,
why there
I
was
think,
confusion of which one you were talking
I
about
think they're both
between the
bubble.
two.
They're both called Bubble Bubble though.
Okay.
Hmm. So there was a confusion. Back in the day, when anybody would talk about it, they'd be like, "Wait, you're talking about the bubble one, right?
Yeah,
Where
like
you don't have to
actual
like eat all the
bubbles and
things."
Yeah,
hit bubbles against
because
bubbles.
there's two different types. There's the one in arcade where you kind of you aim the ball and you kind of connect them
Yeah.
to break them.
That's what I'm not talking about.
But there was another one where you're the dinosaurs and it's
Vertical side scrolling.
It's kind of side scrolling, but you could go up, down, side. You know.
Okay.
It's in one thing and you blow bubble. What did you have to do? You blew bubbles at
I
something.
think you had to like go around. You shot out bubbles to hit the
But-
enemy, and then they
but
would like
what-
fly up.
What
and
was
you had
the
to hit them.
what was the enemy? I don't remember. So
Dude,
long ago. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I don't know.
Mysteries of video game.
Yeah.
All right. Dude.
So let's try to get to this last one.
Yeah.
so you
Let's,
guys
yeah.
can
Let's
really
go
get
to
it.
let's get to this last subject.
About time.
There is this new thing that just came out. It's a company. Well, it's not new, but this company is trying to like corner the market on it.
Hmm.
They're trying to completely kill off the gaming computer.
That'll never happen. What are you
Which-
talking about?
It's this place called Shadow. Shadow is a cloud service off-site data center
Hmm.
where they run massive amounts of block computers, right?
Uh-huh.
What it is a streaming service to your computer. Any computer. You can play it on your phone, your TV, your computer, as shitty as it is, your Mac too, as shitty as it is. You can stream a completely up-to-date computer that can play any game, and they've already gotten the latency stuff down. They've already got the screen resolution stuff down. It's a subscription-based computer
I see.
that
it
is
now.
off-site.
Holy.
It is weird. It is crazy. It's not new, but my problem with it is it's cool. It's just at the price that they're making you pay,
Hmm.
it is more efficient to just learn how the to make your own computer.
Yeah.
Not to mention, you have to have at least a 5G network. 2.4 will not work, and most homes only have 2.4. You're lucky if you have a 5.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just crazy.
Actually, no.
They actually,
Yeah.
you can actually play like full on whatever biggest new PC game that just came out on your phone if you have a controller.
I mean, but that doesn't sound bad.
It's not bad. It's just the price.
The price. If
Well,
you,
how much is the price?
It's like $40 a month for a computer you don't own.
Oh, you gotta give it back. Like if you don't play
No,
it anymore,
you
gotta
don't
give it
even
back.
have it. You don't even have it. You just run off of online. It just
On
streams
what-
it straight to your
on
computer.
What, on what though? Oh, so wait,
Just internet.
so you need your own computer still to play.
Yes.
Yeah. It doesn't even have to be a gaming
It's
PC.
essentially they're
laptop.
trying to go for PCs, but what it really is I believe it's just a console killer.
They're trying to.
Because you can play it.
Yeah.
You can play it on your TV. You can play it on your phone. You can do all this. The one cool thing about it though is if you have the money, if you have a really good Mac and you have all the money in the world to just throw around, but you don't want to buy your ass a new computer,
Hmm.
you can fully run that Windows on your Mac without using up any of the CPU. So you can run your Mac and then swipe to the side and have a full
Yo.
working Mac with a Windows computer in it.
Okay. I gotta say that's
Play.
pretty.
Well, see,
convenient
well then
if you have
I
a
don't
Mac.
like. I don't mind it then. I mean, console killer, it's fine. I don't think anything would kill the console though, because although like here's the thing, like for me is like if a game becomes popular, some of my friends have Xbox, which I play on, but some of my friends have PlayStation, and it sucks that they don't have cross-platforming yet, which is like one of the big things that was talked about a few years ago, but each company doesn't want to share, basically. So, cross-platforming will never happen. I think the only game that's ever even done that was Fortnite, and I don't even know if they might have even ended it because I think a certain company wanted more money than other, but I don't think they were getting money. I don't know, I forget. But yeah,
I think they still do, but I even think Apex is about to do that too,
well,
aren't they?
that's in talks. That's not for sure yet. But here's the thing, though, and that's the thing with, or here's the thing with Apex, though. You got console people going up against PCs.
Yeah.
PCs will shred the heck out of us console
Yeah.
players.
That's the thing, though.
There's no
Why do
recoil
you
with a
think?
mouse and keyboard.
What do you think? What do you think Xbox came out with that full update for mouse and
Yeah.
keyboard?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
essentially just
Well,
a PC now.
yeah, that's to make it like to be able to compete for players to be able to compete against a mouse and keyboard player.
And see, I'm the dumbass that went through the trouble of hardwiring all my shit.
And now
So
they
I
came
did
out.
all that. I did all that stuff early on because I did all the cross-platforming wiring stuff like
Yeah.
that, so I could play mouse and keyboard on whatever I wanted. But now they do all that stuff, and I'm out with all this bull crap that I
Yeah,
can't use anymore.
but see though, like if you didn't do that, you'd have to wait until now because they just barely came out with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
You
just
did
it's
it-
crazy because
You did it back
it's
then.
just
so you
crazy
could play.
thinking. You know? Yeah, like back then it was fun because people were like in awe about how good you were, but then they were like, something's up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I just had fun because, you know, sometimes when you're even playing just a normal single player game, I hate how, like, sometimes just your thumb can't do what your eyes can do.
Yeah.
But if you have your full two hands, you can.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
why I even, luckily one of these years, a couple years back, Alyssa, my girlfriend, got me the Steel Series Sentry, which was kind of mind-blowing for me.
Is that a
It's
mouse?
a sensor. No, it's a sensor on my monitor that scans my eyes
What?
and makes a cursor exactly where my eyes are. And I was testing it a couple times, and I got to the point where you could look somewhere,
He was staring
and
at a
as
lot
soon
of
if you're
bulges.
dude, there's a challenge. There's a challenge where you have to watch mostly Twitch girls, but I don't want to be segregated.
He was playing a lot
Yeah.
of
sexist stuff like
GTA
that.
I
5
know what you're talking
and
about.
staring at
You
inappropriate
you have
things.
to you have to not look at certain things, and with the cursor, they know exactly where you
Yeah,
look.
yeah. Okay, I definitely seen those challenges before. That's how
But
they
yeah,
get you.
it's cool because you could actually move your cursor with your eyes, and I was like, this is crazy. And I was playing a little bit, and yeah, if
Mhm.
you can look at the person, you can shoot before they even know what's going on.
That's really wild.
But going back to my statement though, I don't think it's bad because then you get cross-platforming without even having to cross-platform because everyone will play together. But here's the thing though, it's never going to kill the console until big companies decide to not go with consoles. Because right now you have PlayStation with the Call of Duty franchise. They are exclusive to them. They get everything first. And then for Xbox, we have Halo. Halo's exclusive to Xbox.
Yeah.
Nintendo has Mario.
Yeah,
Nintendo has
Nintendo has
Mario.
Mario and Pokemon.
Yeah.
Until
Sega has Sonic.
until Sega doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah.
See you later.
Until you could like combine all those franchises and they decide to go with just one company, you're never gonna be able to kill the console. Nintendo's gonna last forever. And here's the thing: Nintendo almost went down. I think last year or a couple years ago because their sales were like way low. But
Dude,
all
the
they had to do was
Wii U
all they had to do was come out with another Super
sucked.
Mario, like another Super Mario, another Pokemon, and they're back in the market.
Yeah.
Have you not noticed that if you buy a Nintendo game, 3 years down the line, if you take your ass to like a GameStop, you will get exactly how much you paid for. They never change.
That's
I took a whole bunch of Nintendo games. We sold our DSs, our DS Lites, our Wii U. We took it to GameStop. Only got like a couple bucks less than what we paid for. We walked out of
Really?
there with almost like $400.
Whoa. Okay, I'll expect like I hear stories about GameStop giving you like, yo, I paid like $60 for this game when it came out, and like I will give you $5 back. So.
Well,
No, like
that's for
we walked out of there.
that's for
like,
games that
40
don't matter.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I guess.
but no,
Nintendo's
Nintendo for
different.
some reason their market is so up there
Yeah,
that they'll always stay the same.
I understand that. People
And
really
it-
like Nintendo.
I feel-
Mostly Mario games.
I feel like Nintendo fans are always gonna be Nintendo fans.
Yeah, I like Nintendo.
Oh,
And-
yeah. They'll pay whatever for that game no matter what.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Dude,
Where-
Mario Kart Double Dash, $60.
Where,
Super Smash Brothers, 80.
dang. Whereas like Xbox and Xbox and PlayStation, people tend to switch.
See what they do is they kill off their fan base. Like people were pissed off that when they found out that most of the 360 games weren't going to be able to play on the Xbox One.
Yeah. I really didn't like
But
that.
it didn't really matter much because if you were smart enough, you knew how to port it.
Yeah, yeah. But even so, like PlayStation does that too.
Although I feel
Everybody
like,
does that, but for
well,
no,
some reason, it's just
Here's what made me mad was I was a PlayStation person in the beginning. I owned a PlayStation 1. I'd owned a PlayStation 1. I spent money and bought that. And I also bought a PlayStation 2 with my own money. And I was going to stay with PlayStation. But I found Call of Duty.
for
And now,
Xbox.
and at that time, Call of Duty was Xbox exclusive.
Wow.
And so, like, if I wanted the new stuff, if I wanted, like, the, stuff, like, before everyone else, I'd have to get an Xbox. And so what did I do? I was like, you know what? I'm better at Call of Duty than I am at Halo. Or, not Halo. I forget. I forgot what game was on PlayStation at the time. I forgot. There wasn't many.
for what, Xbox?
For PlayStation back in the days when it was like PlayStation 2. There was like really no exclusive PlayStation game except for maybe God of War or something like that.
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, maybe Crash. I don't know. But I think Crash was all platforms, wasn't it? I don't know. But so I was like, you know what? I'm going to switch over to Xbox. I switched over to Xbox to play Call of Duty because I wanted everything first. You know what happens a year and a half later? Call of Duty went to PlayStation. I was like,
Yep.
what?
They took my
Why?
money.
I was like, I could have just stayed with PlayStation. Now I'm an Xbox, and it's so dumb and weird because now I'm used to the Xbox controller. Like
Me too.
it feels perfect in my hands. If I play a PlayStation controller, it doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
And it's all about the feeling.
Agreed.
Because if you're playing any first-person shooter for like reaction time or whatever like that, it has to feel good in your hands for you to play well in the game. And like PlayStation just feels weird. Xbox, I'm so used to now. Like I don't know.
Dude,
So, yeah.
that's how I even felt when I started playing the original Xbox at my dad's old work. He doesn't work there anymore, so I don't feel bad saying it, but he used to work at this place where you would watch movies before they came out and
Screeners.
tell the people, he was a screener, but the people he worked with were all nerds, and every time during lunch, they would all go into the break room and just play Halo Combat Evolved.
Yeah.
I got so used to that fat Duke controller that I couldn't even move to the newer Xbox original controllers because I liked that big fat thing.
Hey, dude, I like big, thick controllers too.
You know what? I love it so
Weirdos.
much. I'm thinking about getting that Xbox One Duke controller.
Oh my gosh. Alright, just to say, about like controllers and comment on it, like I tried playing on PlayStation. I was playing Red Dead 2 and Spider-Man, and it feels weird because the thing is, like I also changed my hand position ever since I started playing Overwatch, because I wanted to play things like Lucio and Pharah, and I found it a lot easier to use my index finger on the A button, so I switched to the claw.
Oh
grip.
my god, you're a clawer?
So
yeah, that's
yeah.
weird. He's a claw player.
Yeah, so I switched to claw grip.
Explain clawing to people who don't know what clawing is.
Okay, so you still aim with your thumb, but instead of moving your thumb to the A button, you just use your index finger and you lay your index finger on the A button to jump. And then
Imagine playing a controller after having a stroke.
yeah, like
It's
that.
it's weird. I don't get it, but people do it.
It's like the equivalent of bumper jumper if you use your bumper to jump, but like older school. And you hear like it's not good for your hand because like it hurts. It's not natural for your hand.
It's weird. It's not good for your hands, but the people that I know who do it are really good at the games they play.
People like Phase Jev play claw, like so there's people who still do it, but for Xbox it feels completely good. For PlayStation, if I try to claw, it hurts. Like I don't know the reason behind it.
It's the positioning of the joystick and where the buttons are laid out. That's why with the Xbox it's laid out to where you could do it and it's like feels comfortable.
Yeah.
But the way the PlayStation, the two joysticks are next to each other at the bottom, it makes you position your hand weirdly.
Yeah.
So where your thumb is.
PlayStation, please help out your claw players.
Well,
Kind of hurt
I'm
when
not
they play on
even-
it.
I am not even gonna go into how f***ed up it was to try to use the N64 controller.
Nope.
Oh, that was weird.
That was.
But here's the thing though. For PlayStation, if you are a PlayStation player, Scuff makes a controller called Advantage, which simulates a Xbox controller, and you can use it for PlayStation. The only thing is though, I've heard bad reviews about it, and I watched a streamer, and he's gone through 5 of them within 2 months because they break on you. That's the only problem.
Or you could just do what I did and spend the exact same amount of money on a wiring setup, and you could use any controller on anything.
Oh yeah. What? It's a thingy you plug into your game system. I forget what it's called.
There's the Cronus Max.
Cronus Max. There you
Never
go.
heard of
There you
those.
go. Cronus
But
Max.
see, I'm using the little more upgraded version from different people, so I use the
The Cronus Max 3000.
it's no, it's not the Cronus Max. It's the Keymander.
Keymander.
But yeah, so if you're playing on a certain system and you don't like the way the controller is, get a Cronus Max or what is it called? Key what?
Keymander, like commander, but Keymander.
Yeah,
Oh,
Keymander,
Keymander.
and you could use basically any controller with any system.
Okay.
But now it doesn't
but-
even matter.
But here's the thing though, like the Chronos Max, you could put cheats into it. So a lot of people think that people who use Chronos Maxes are cheaters or hackers.
That's why. That's why, because it has turbo, it has all these extra things.
Oh, yikes.
That's why I use Keymander, because it takes a lot more to go in and script that thing, which I'm not going to do. With Cronus, back when I had it, all you had to do was know how to, like, code, and you could essentially script anything. You could just sit there, not even touch your controller, and it could sit there and mine everything for you if you're playing Minecraft or some stupid shit.
Yeah, you could script like super aimbot, so like your cursor will go to straight up to anybody's head and boom, shoot them,
But
they're dead.
seeing after playing PC for as long as I did, because I started out with like Battlefield 1942 and shit like that.
Yeah.
Nowadays, playing like Counter-Strike and stuff like that, you could essentially script a mouse to do anything. You could script a mouse to go down a little bit every time you just clicked the mouse 1 button.
Oh yeah.
So
like
there's
Counter-Strike
no-
or something like that. Too.
Yeah, so there's no
Like
there's no
recoil.
recoil. So everything is sketchy. It's just,
Yeah, I see.
I personally won't do it because it's a lot of work, and it's like it takes the fun out of everything. But
Yeah.
there's always going to be an if. And you guys out there listening to this right now, even consoles aren't safe anymore.
Nope. Well, I mean, but you rarely ever meet a hacker on console though, because the security of the whoever makes the games is so high that you kind of get caught right away.
Yeah.
And also those like hardcore like modded Xbox and place. I will say this: Xbox is a lot harder to mod than a PlayStation.
Oh yeah. I mean, come on.
I have no experience on this.
Which platform has gotten hacked the most?
Oh yeah, you're right.
PlayStation.
You hear about it all the time.
you do hear about Xbox getting hacked, but like
Not
you know,
just
once in a great while, but like almost like every year PlayStation gets hacked at least 4 or 5 times. You know, like
I mean,
PlayStation
Xbox,
system's down, been hacked.
Xbox has the backup of Microsoft's security, so of course they're like not gonna touch that.
Sony's like, all right, well, we're just gonna like build a bunch of like bricks on top of each other and see if that works. Just kind of like put some bunch of twigs, use some glue, like here's our security. There you go.
They're gonna build a shitty wall.
Yeah, they use Lego bricks to build their walls, dude. Security walls.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, that's how it is.
Opinions. You guys played Apex yet, right?
I haven't played Apex.
You haven't played it yet?
Really?
Oh my god. Alex, you played it, right? Oh, you haven't played it yet either, man. You played it a couple times.
Once or twice.
I seen
mean,
gameplay.
I hate how I just can't play single. Like, I love soloing on just any kind of shooter game.
Yes.
I hate that it's forcing me to work with people.
I will give you that. Like, that's the one problem with Apex Legends, is that the way I get better at first-person shooters is I like to play a lot of singles. Like, even in Call of Duty Blackout, I sucked at it when it first came out, but the way I got better was I dropped in solo, like, over and over and over and over into hot spots after hot spots until I got better at it, and then I would squad up, and then we would win. But Apex, they made it such a team game that they haven't even came out with solo. I mean, the thing is, there's the coding, because the APK miners mine the PC version, and they found solos and duos in the coding. We just don't know when they're going to release it.
Okay.
So it's coming. We just don't know when.
I'll start playing when that happens.
But yeah, like, I just wish they had solos, because I suck. I mean, I suck at it right now. It's fun still though. Like, even though I'm losing, I'm getting second and third all the time. It's still fun. I just love the speed of it, and the way you could ping everything.
Yeah.
You could ping enemies. You could ping equipment and stuff like that. And the selection of guns, and and the legends themselves. Like,
I also like the graphics.
Dope. Yeah, the graphics is dope. Everything's smooth, and like, it's fun. But I just wish they had solos so I could train. That's the way I train. I train by playing solos.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I drop in hot. I do what I want. If I die, I die. But if I kill, I go on a killing spree. But yeah, I wish I had solos. But yeah, other than that though, Apex is dope. Call of Duty Blackout to Treyarch. Hold on, let me say something to Treyarch. Treyarch, Call of Duty Blackout. Please give us more updates. Change the map. Give us another map. Something new. It's starting to get a little bit boring. It's still fun, but I don't know how long it'll be fun. But update it. Give us something new, please, and give us something better than just a section, a town, or a boat in the corner of the map. Okay, I'm done.
So,
do we have anything else? Oh, okay, go ahead.
How long has this been running?
Dude, I think we did an
Like 2
hour.
hours.
I think we did no, I don't think it was 2 hours. I think an hour and something. I won't know until like
I thought
later. But
maybe.
yeah.
I think we should have like a kind of like a timer or something, just to like let us know when like an hour.
Yeah.
'Cause that's
okay.
about a perfect time right there.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't keep track. I mean, I have the time in front of me, but I didn't keep track. I think we started at like 1:30 or 2:30 or 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock.
No idea.
Maybe, I think it's been an hour and a half. It's 3:30 right now.
Way to date the podcast.
Hey, it's just timing. It's not. I didn't say what day it was. But
It's definitely not October 31st.
all right.
Let
So,
me get some words. Let me get some words out.
last words. Go ahead.
All right, so just for a little bit of the outro, we'll be making our social media pretty soon, so you could find things. I'll probably be in charge of the Twitter accounts that use Twitter more often. Gonna have maybe Gabe over here and Alex work on.
I'll be handling the Instagram. I don't know if Alex, if you could maybe handle the Facebook.
I could do the Facebook and maybe like some of the graphics. And
We'll
stuff.
probably add also Reddit, maybe a Reddit page itself, and yeah. So
yeah,
just keep your eyes out for
it's
that.
gonna be coming out. I mean, this is gonna be progress in the works. Like we wanted to just jump into it right away, but we're not complete with everything yet. So we have social media coming out. I'm planning to get onto iTunes and Spotify, but not yet, not right away. We're just gonna be on YouTube first, and then after a few episodes, once we get everything kind of smoothed out and everything like that, we're gonna have us available on iTunes and Spotify.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Don't forget to add us on Etsy. Go to our stream team. Add me on MSN.
Please buy all my Amazon wishlist items.
Hey, depending on how this goes, I'm down to do merch. I mean, it's gonna be dope. I mean, and then do you guys want to plug anything or anything?
I have different aliases
Like
online.
your own social. Well, here, okay, I'll do my plug. I'm actually planning on starting to stream games, which I'm going to be doing Call of Duty Blackout and Apex Legends. So that's going to be coming out in the future, and that's going to be on my own channel called Gaberz Corner. I'll link that in the bottom, and it'll probably flash on the screen too or something like that. But it's called Gaberz Corner. I'm going to start streaming pretty soon. I just need to fix all my OBS stuff, and then I'll be uploading or streaming then. And then I'll schedule, and I'll put that out in my Instagram, or I'll announce it next week on the next episode.
You already know your boy. Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, all koaxr, not koaxr.
I thought it was koaxr the entire time. Not gonna lie.
KOAXR, koaxr. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, MySpace, MSN.
MySpace episode.
Send me that. Send me all that stuff.
Yeah,
so
the links.
So I can link it down at the bottom later. Yeah.
Yeah, page me on my pager.
Gotcha. I also my Instagram. It's me Gaberz. I'll put that in the link too.
Yeah, I have Twitter in case y'all like Twitter. I go by the alias Shido Tomoshi, which you probably won't be able to recognize if I just say it. So I'll put it in the link in the description. And I also have a YouTube channel where I do song covers and make my own music as well. So if you want to see that, it's not professional or anything, but in case you're more of like the otaku type. Yeah.
And
also, here's my phone number. It's
my social security is.
Here's my address.
So that's it, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I think that's
all
it.
right, guys.
All right,
well,
well,
thank you for watching
we'll
the
see you guys
first
next
our
week.
first episode of the Get Geek podcast. We're gonna be coming out with another episode next week. This I'm not sure when this is gonna come out, but it should come out sometime soon.
Yeah. So bye, guys.
All right, that's it.
やったぜ。うろろろ。
Should have ended it on applause.
やった。